Hi, this is Cass from Mozzie Has Plays, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. I decided, as you'll have probably guessed from the title, to do something in honor of Halloween. Of course, I'm scheduling this video for Halloween Northern Hemisphere time, which means it's actually coming out on the 1st of November Australian time. That's a little bit weird, but I figured since Australians don't super celebrate Halloween in the first place, that, we probably wouldn't mind so much. My son wishes we celebrated Halloween. He really loves it. I mean, it's one of those things that as a kid you see everywhere on TV because, like a lot of the Western world, we get a lot of Northern Hemisphere culture through TV and things. So he's seen a lot of, he knows trick-or-treating and all that kind of thing, but we don't really do that kind of stuff so much here. Like, unless you can find a particular area where people are advertising that they're doing it, it's really not a great idea to go trick-or-treating because some people are a little bit grinchy about it. Yeah, so, it's not really a thing that we do here. I did take him trick-or-treating last year, actually, random aside. And it was because I went to a neighborhood that I'd be given a hot tip where all of the houses, were opting in, and they had, things out the front so you could tell who was opting in so you weren't annoying people who weren't interested in stuff. Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. But this year, I don't think we'll be doing anything. And by the time this video comes out, we probably won't have done anything. Anyway, this is my Halloween celebration, I guess. I was pondering what to make. I wanted to actually do something for Plumbella's Halloween challenge that she put out. And I was lying in bed in the middle of the night, as you do, thinking, what am I going to do for Halloween? I don't want to just do like a creepy house. I've got a witch's house on the gallery already, and I wasn't really feeling it. And then I thought a mirror maze. A mirror maze would be amazing. Amazing. Get it? So I did a mirror maze. I kind of like how it turned out. The only annoying thing, obviously, is your sim, unless you steer them in the wrong direction in the maze, sims will never get it wrong. They will route themselves to the correct path. Like, once I went into live mode with this lot at the end, because I wanted to get some screenshots, all the sims that showed up just were like, oh, it's this way. Really annoying. It's like, can you at least pretend? Can you just pretend to take a wrong turn and wander through the maze? And yeah, I don't know, didn't work. So I've kind of decorated it like a nightclub bar. I mean, it's a lounge club lot, nightclub lot, I think. So the spooky runs towards cartoony more than genuinely screamingly horrifying. I used a lot of Spooky Day stuff, a lot of Vampire Pack stuff mainly. And you'll see I've started colouring the rooms with some quite cartoonishly scary walls, I guess. I did have a lot of fun putting, I think my favourite part of the build was putting in the dead end decorations. So, I've got the little red room there where the spider is, and there's a nice couch and stuff. There'll be a little corner that you could go to, because none of the sims will come and find you there, right? Because they'll all know where to go. And I've got my little ghost room, and there's a creepy death gnome and a few different things, like the clown, tragic clown, if you don't like clowns, and a vampire coffin. There's all kinds of cute stuff in here. My single favorite discovery while I was doing this, and I didn't realize this, and I've been doing the 100 Vampire Baby Challenge for a super long time, and obviously I know that vampires don't have reflections, right? But I discovered while doing this that not only do vampires not have reflections, but the Bearcula toy, the one that's like a Bluffy but he's a bat, the vampire toy, I have one of them in my house. I think I have a couple of them in my house. I didn't have reflections either. I was trying to place the bear, and I honestly thought my game was glitching. I was putting him down, and I could see him when he was being moved, like when I was dragging him around. But as soon as I placed him in the lot, his reflection disappeared. That was a nice touch. I was like, dang, EA, very cool. So I had a lot of fun building this. I did it while I was listening to an audiobook, which I feel like is the best way to do a speed build. If I was sponsored by Audible, this is where I would mention that. I'm jealous of people who are YouTubers who are sponsored by Audible. I'm like, how do I get that sweet sponsorship deal? Instead, Audible just takes my money. So I've been listening to Scorpio Races, which is a very cool book. It's, I don't know how to say a surname. I want to say like Stavata or something, Maggie Stavata. Very cool book. I'm really enjoying it. I love the kind of, it's like urban fantasy, but not. It's more like if the Fae were real and nasty, and the Fae are the water horses, the ones that like drag you off into the ocean and drown you, but they're like crazy horse predators. Very cool. Really, really digging it. So I don't know if you would call it Halloween-y, but there's definitely an element of creepy to it, which I think works really well. So I am quite enjoying it. I definitely feel like we should all read more books, I say, commentating my playing of a computer game. But hey, audiobooks are actually a really good way to do that. Now, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to talk about in this video. I think the main thing I wanted to talk about was things you find scary, because I was trying to find things in the Sims 4 gallery that I could put in the maze and things that I could put upstairs that were spoopy. I wanted it to be spoopy. I've decided my nightmare, like in fact I've decided this just now, that hell for me, like purgatory, or like the kind of Sisyphean task, like the thing that you do for eternity that is like your sort of suffering, pain, penance for all of your sins. Like if I had one of those, for me it would be sorting through cables that don't fit, like IT cables, and then having to crawl under desks and get computers to work and stuff. That would be my nightmare. But there was no bundle of cables in the Sims 4 inventory in the build mode, so I couldn't put a giant bundle of tangled, mismatched cables that don't do anything. Fortunately, I built this before I discovered that was my nightmare scenario, so probably wasn't so relevant. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Like, what's your kind of, what would you be your go-to for a haunted house or a scary nightmare kind of build in The Sims? Is there a thing that you would definitely not put? Like, would you go the tragic clown? Would you go like zombies if we had them? We don't really have anything zombie-ish. I was trying to think if we had anything zombie-ish. I couldn't see anything in build mode. I don't have all the packs though. I feel like it's a bit, in terms of Sims 4 occults, I feel like zombies are something we are still missing. I think they have done zombies and zombification before, in the same way they've done werewolves. They don't really have any werewolves or wolves either. I was trying to think. I mean, you've got cats and dogs that you could make look like wolves, I guess, but they're not going to like turn into bipedal monsters when the moon is full and destroy your sofa or anything. So yeah. I played with some different wall paints and stuff in this build. In this place, actually, I built it in Forgotten Hollow because I wanted the ambience, but I feel like it actually would have gotten better in Windenburg with the sort of exterior, I don't know what you call it, with the wood and the like white bits of wall. I feel like there's going to be a name for that, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I feel like it would have been more Windenburg-y, this place, but yeah, alas, it was not to be. I stand by my choices, you guys. I mean, the cool thing about playing in here is you might have vampires showing up, and I made the lot a haunted lot, so when I was playing in it, there were ghosts and stuff, which was pretty cool. I've never actually played in a haunted lot before. There were a lot of ghosts. Like at one point, you'll see in the screenshots in the end, there was just the bar, all of the bar stools were occupied by ghosts. And they're all female ghosts too. I don't know why. Having a great old chat. I did use some debug items on the exterior, not because I was worried about the cost so much, but because you get a bit more variety. Like the ferns in that back left corner that I used, there's not that much variety of ferns in build mode, and it gave you like me some extra colours. There's some extra kind of creepy trees, like the tall sort of bedraggled looking trees that I'm putting up the back. They're all debug item trees, and that like big arch thing, the metal arch thing over the front, yeah, that's all debug stuff, which is so cool. I love that we have access to that now. So This place is available on the gallery, and if you wanted to download it, it would be important to make sure that you placed it with the Move Objects cheat. But I also don't know if you need to activate the cheat to see the debug items in order for the debug items to place or not. They might actually place regardless, but I've never actually tested it because in my game I have MC Command Center defaulted to always having those cheats all active because it annoys me to have to type them in every time. So that's a thing. Yeah, there's not a huge amount else to say about the build actually. I thought it came out quite nicely. It kind of has that bright lights and disco / club theme. Like I could picture people who are a bit, maybe not goth kind of people, although maybe, but more people who want to be goth. Like, you know, let's be goth for a night and go out to a fancy dress thing. Or maybe they do like themed parties here. Like if you want to hold a spooky party for a particular event, you could come along here and get lost in the maze. Or maybe this is the kind of, it's a date venue where Sims take their partners so that the partner will be scared and leap into their arms when they encounter the scary clown in the maze. I mean, that could all be a thing, right? I feel like that could be a thing. Anyway, I feel like I've rambled enough, so I'm going to leave you with the rest of the video. I'm kind of at the point where I'm tinkering now. If you have any suggestions for builds that you'd like to see, or want to leave a comment, let me know what your go-to scary thing in the mirrored maze would be. I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment, that'd be great. And like and subscribe, etc, etc. I hope you have had or are having a magnificent Halloween. You get lots of lollies and, you know, no calories. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.